Okay, so I waited way too long to have my highlights done, and I didn't really want to pay full salon prices. So I headed over to our local beauty school and let a student do my highlights to see if it was worth the savings. Hey friends, I'm Jen, the techie homemaker. I love testing AI, tech tools, and budget-friendly ideas to help busy moms save time and money. So I was way overdue to have my highlights done. They're usually done every probably 3 months. My roots were looking pretty dark. Even my husband was starting to point it out. So, that's when it gets bad. And I really needed to have them done. And I was looking for a quick solution, which is what led me to the Paul Mitchell Hair School. One, it is right down the street from our house, so it's super convenient. Two, the price. You can't beat the price for the Paul Mitchell Hair School, which we will get into in just a moment. And then third, and maybe most importantly, in my dire need of having my roots done, was the fact that they had same day appointments and I didn't have to wait to get in. Before I scheduled my appointment, I headed over to do some research because I wanted to read some reviews and just what other people thought about the hair school. So I used my favorite AI tool, ChatGPT, because I can then customize what type of reviews I'm looking for. So I wanted it to be specific in reviews for highlights, since that's what I was having done. And the beauty school does all sorts of services. So if you're unfamiliar, they do full color, they do cuts, they do eyebrows, they do all kinds of things. And so I wanted my review to be specifically for highlights, and I wanted the good, the bad, and everything in between. So that's one of my favorite ways to kind of get a brief overview, is to just go and ask my favorite AI tool to give me those reviews. And after reading all that, I went ahead and decided to go ahead and make my appointment. I made it for the next day, just because that worked better for my scheduling. So I made the appointment, and the next day I headed over there, walked in, and the process was super simple and easy. You walk in to the front desk, they had me seated in the chair in under 10 minutes. So the waiting time was pretty much non existent, which was great. I was a little nervous about letting a student do my hair just because of the inexperience that is obviously there with someone new to doing these services, and not knowing my hair. And then, secondly, if I'm being honest, I was a little nervous about how long the process might take. So, when you're on the website, it does specifically point out that when you schedule this appointment, that you're scheduling it with a student who is learning all of these things, and that it could take a while. And they did give me a time frame of 3.5 hours, which isn't awful. Highlights just take a long time in general, and I know that, but I was a little nervous that it might take longer than that. Given past experience I've had there, I've gone a few times before. I don't think I've had highlights done. I've had a cut done, I've had full color done, and it just takes a long time. So I was a little nervous in how long I would be there. One of the things that really surprised me was the amount of questions that I was asked before they touched my hair and got started doing anything. So I did really appreciate that they did ask me all kinds of questions to get to know what kind of highlights I wanted, what I was looking for, when was the last time I had my hair done, what did I like, what did I not like. And so I was able to really give lots of kind of instructions of what I was wanting out of this whole process, which was super helpful to me in just knowing that we had this conversation before they get started on my hair. I will also just tell you that as far as the timing goes, I was in and out of there in under the 3.5 hours. So that wasn't an issue either. So for me, overall, the experience was pretty good. Let's talk about what you really want to know about, which is the price, to determine if it's worth it for you to give it a try. I have gone to the regular upscale salons and paid over a couple $100s to have it cut and colored. I only did the highlights this time because I knew it was going to take a while, and I knew a haircut would also take a while, and I didn't want to do both at the same time. So do know that these things do take a while, and you have to have a little bit of patience to do this at the beauty school. But that being said, the savings was totally worth it because salon is $200, Hair school was 70 bucks and it was fantastic. Overall, I am very pleased with the results of my hair. The highlights look great. The only thing I did ask is that I wanted this part of my hair because I pull it up a lot going to the gym and working out. And so I really wanted highlights to be here when I pull it up. And they're just really not. It's not a deal breaker for me. I wear it down a lot, so it's not a deal breaker for me, but that would be the one thing I think that was kind of a disappointment. But overall, I think it looks great and it definitely fixed everything that grew out. Will I go again and have it done again? I'm pretty sure I will be back and have the highlights done again. I will just mention about that again, being one of the issues I had the first time around. I'm sure that they will ask what you liked last time and what you didn't, and I'll be sure to mention that. But overall, the process was fantastic, and I would definitely do it again. This was just one of those decisions for me that was trading time and patience for savings on going to the regular salon, and that's what won out for me. If you are a person who is patient and has some extra time, going to the beauty school is a great option. If you are someone who prefers expertise and quickness and timeliness, then this may not be the right path for you, and that's totally fine. I'm just here to share how it went for me in hopes to give you some honest reviews and inform you so you can make your decision in the process. Let me know down below if you will give a beauty school a try or if you've tried one and what your experience is. And if you want more fun, mom, budget friendly ideas and tips, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out. See you guys in the next one. Bye.